Hello everybody, my name is Random Rabbit, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. Look at this beautiful thing. We've completed about half of the platform. So there's that. Woohoo! How's your day been, Lexi? Once again, we have Lexi. Woo!
Hello. I mean, I don't know what to really describe my day like. if I'm being honest.
It's been a day.
What normally I would say, like, Saturdays are like some of my busier days when I go into work.
Mm-hmm.
I could have fallen asleep and nobody would have cared.
That's slow, huh?
I mean, there was still foot traffic, but it was slow.
Wow.
But you know, I'm home and get to do this, so I'm very happy about that.
You get to spend time with your friend, your bestie.
My bestie.
My bestie. We besties.
How was your day?
It's been pretty good. Just been watching the X-Files. Bum, bum, bum.
I watched like an episode with that, didn't I? Of it with you?
I think, yeah, when you came over at some point recently. Like
The one about the war in the ear.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one. my puking noises, don't mind me.
What would you like to talk about?
Well, do you want to tell them about the happy thing that you're getting soon?
Oh, I will be getting a new headset, so hopefully my audio will be a bit better.
Here's hoping. It's a very nice headset. I'm gonna put a picture of it on the screen right now. Yeah! Look at that thing. It's so pretty. Alright.
I'm super excited. It is going to be so nice, especially like I start doing this more with you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I am so excited to be helping you out when you eventually get started on your own. Woo.
Yeah, exactly.
We work together until we are done, which will probably never happen. We'll never be done.
Yeah, never ever. Ongoing project solved.
Oh, I had a itchy nose for a minute there. But we will never.
So I told you on Monday, or was it like Monday or Wednesday when we hung out, that I had like 4 hours left in that second book that I was listening to?
I think that was Monday.
Well, I finished it.
Yay! For those of you who don't know, which is everybody, so my friend Lixie here, she has been listening to the Aragon series.
Yes, I just finished Eldest. I actually just started Brissinger. I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't know who's going to watch it, maybe be interested in reading it, or is reading it and it doesn't want spoilers. But
whatever you do, don't say anything about the movie.
The movie sucked. The movie was so badly done. And some people are going to be like, some people who just watched it and never read the series is probably going to be like, oh, well, they tried.
See, okay, so that's kind of, I'm sort of in that boat. I never read the series, but my brother read it, and he told me a little bit about it. So, like, I understand, yeah, it's definitely not living up to that. But I have this philosophy of, like, you know, look at it as its own separate thing. Honestly, because then you're not trying to be like, oh my gosh, it's horrible, they didn't do it, blah, 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 blah. And I don't even know if they had the author on set for that movie when they were filming it. I don't know everything about it.
It's the same concept of with the Percy Jackson series, how they didn't have Rick Riordan on set when they were doing the first movies.
Yeah.
And so now that they're doing the TV show about it, and they're having him on the set for doing that so that it's accurate.
Yep.
Makes it even better. And
filmmakers, if you are going to make a movie about a book you like, get the author. They are the only one that will be able to tell you properly. And if you make changes under the author's, like, authority, The fans can get mad however they want. You just know that, hey, the author said to do this. Said that we could do this.
Yep.
It's not my fault. Don't blame me. Go be mad at the author of the book that you love so much.
Yeah, like, if the author is there on set and makes a change, then that makes a lot of sense. But when it comes to, like, I mean, when it comes to any fantasy stuff,
Yeah.
they have to, like, do it right. I mean, they did the Lord of the Rings right. Why couldn't they do Aragon right? That's how I look at that. But at the same time, I can understand where it's like, sometimes some books are just hard to pull off. Not,
some books
like,
are just hard to do like that, yeah.
That's fine. Just
because, like,
try your best.
Is her name Seraphina? The dragon.
Saphira.
Saphira! Seraphina is from the Barbie movie with the princess and the pauper. Oh, okay. I'm fine. It's the cat. Saphira. Yes. So, since I watched the movie first, I really enjoyed the animations for the dragon, like the CGI and whatnot. That was really good, in my opinion. However, since I don't know what the dragon, like, looked like in the books, I can't say anything really. Like, I kind of have no opinion here.
You have no opinion, because the thing is I watched the movie and I didn't like it, but that's also because I did read the books, you know?
Yep.
And the thing is she's described, so in the books, her name is Saphira because she has blue scales, and I'm pretty sure they did that accurately in the movie.
Yes.
But her scales are supposed to, like, very, like, beautifully reflect the sunlight, and they're supposed to be it's supposed to be, like, it's for protection, but she's not invulnerable because of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's not invincible.
Yeah.
And, like,
I thought her scales looked
really
very pretty in the movie. But like I said, I have no opinion. I have not read the book.
Yeah, well, and from what I remember, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like they made Aragon in the movie feel more whiny than he is in the book.
Yeah, he's a whiny baby in the movie. I will
like, the thing is, like, he does complain about stuff in the book. That's fair. He does complain about stuff in the book. He is, up until about halfway through the second book, when a certain thing happens to him, he sits there and complains. And complains and complains. There's a lot of things that he just complains about. Like, oh my gosh, it's not fair. Why did that happen? Why does it have to be me? Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Or why did this person have to die? Like, it's an on and on thing,
Why did my family... So, spoiler, really quick. Why did my family have to die to a fire? Wasn't it, like, his uncle or something?
Yeah, his uncle didn't technically die to the fire, though.
But there was a fire to
he
the...
He killed by what's called the Rozak. Which is a very gross creature.
Yeah.
And I always butcher the name, but they have a steed, okay, kind of like a dragon, but they have a putrid smell. So their steed that they have, it's kind of like a dragon, so they fly. They're called the Leatherblocka. And guess what they are?
Huh.
They're the Rozak's parents.
Oh,
so
geez.
the Rozak are technically, like, they don't mature till adulthood for like 20 to 30 years. Like, they are in this human-like state as the Rozak for a very, very long time.
I was gonna say, it sounds like humans. We don't mature until our 20s.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is they go into this, like, cocoon from what is described in the book. And they literally form into the Leatherblocka and turn into the steeds that their parents are. And then they mate and make more Rozak.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want that. Dude. You want to see what the subway looks like clean?
What does it look like clean?
Come here. Come here.
Oh,
Here.
I'm coming. Wait. What? Okay, hold on. I do a thing. Oh, I did it.
Nice. Ah! But down here. So I clean part of the thing, and if you crouch down, it reflects the clean subway.
Ooh,
Look at that.
that's pretty.
I'm just gonna look at that. Look at that beautiful thing.
I'm just gonna do this.
Alright, I'm done.
You didn't see. Okay, hold on. I gotta come back to you. Hold on. So you want to see how I walked away from you?
Okay.
I did this.
Little gremlin. With your stick high to the air. Ah! I will fight you. We are the masters of the water. That's why I don't put like a date or place of like when the video was made when I'm posting it. I'm like, nope. Y'all don't get to know.
You just get to know that I have these prepared.
Alright.
I love that dance so much.
The what?
The downtown boogie.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a kid, that's just one of the line dances that my family just loves.
I learned how to do that dance in elementary school. The dances you learn when you're growing up. My goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows YMCA.
YMCA. It's fun to sing the YMCA.
That was very popular where I lived when I was a little girl. My goodness.
I'm trying to think of what was popular when I was little. I mean, I've lived in Utah my entire life, so still haven't set up that appointment with my doctor yet. I need to really bad, but I'm gonna get there eventually.
The procrastination is strong with this one.
Not procrastination. I just have to work during the time that they take those calls.
It's not conscious procrastination, it just happens.
Yeah. If I was purposely procrastinating, I wouldn't even be thinking about making the appointment.
Well, if you were purposefully procrastinating, you would be thinking about it and then occupying your brain with something else almost immediately.
True.
I wish it was a thing where, like, you could just randomly start... Because I've seen it happen, like, once. But, like, you could randomly start just sponsoring a thing that you really like. A product that you really like or something. And then they'll actually, like, give you a paid sponsorship.
Yeah.
Because, like, Call Me Chris did that with Red Bull. Like, she really liked Red Bull. And she's like, haha, I'm going to promote this even though I'm not sponsored by them. Wink, wink. And eventually they went like, "Yo, yeah, we'll sponsor you. Here, let's get you up to this mountain range, and you can go skydiving or something like that."
Freaking Markiplier, who tried to do it with Green Giant and his green beans,
and he got mad.
And nobody did anything, and he got mad.
He was like, "I hate you now."
He was just like, "You don't deserve my love."
But
and
if you
then
did
Jack tried to do it with Coke for a long time, and that didn't happen.
No. Because most brands, if they see something like that, they go, "Oh, okay, free advertising. Yeah, go for it."
they're like, cool, thanks.
Thanks for promoting my product, but I'm not gonna pay you for it.
Yeah. Mark even went to like far extremes, like eating an entire can on a stream before while intermittently playing games. And I was like, where are you going with this?
What are you trying to do, Markiplier? Markiplier.
Marky Moo.
Marky Moo.
Okay, not gonna lie, they
Meow.
were part of my childhood, like in a way,
Dude,
basically. Ever since I was like,
it's so weird because you and I really have been watching Markiplier from the beginning.
yeah,
And like that's when we were 10 years old. It's been 10 years. It's crazy. And he even said it himself. Like it's crazy that like to know for him that he was part of people's childhood. Like he affected people's lives throughout their childhood and growing up. And
yeah,
it really is surprising and humbling kind of thing when you hear that. And when you understand it.
Well, and it's interesting for me because I also have the unique ability to watch him be part of Unis Honest with Ethan, or Crank Gameplays, and that being gone now, and all we have are the memories. I mean, sure, there's been people that have reproduced, like basically reproduced the videos because they saved them and then reposted them, even, you know, against their will and everything, against Mark's and Ethan's will.
Yeah.
But I think just the hardest thing is the fact that they understood how much the channel impacted them. So then they understood how much it impacted us when they deleted the channel. Like, me and my brother, when it got close to those last days, we were just counting down, and it was hard for us to accept the fact that
it's gone forever.
Chaotic and wonderful as Unis Honest was going to be gone forever. And the videos are still, you know, funny and just amazing to go back and watch, but
I like watching the clips that they still have out there that people have made.
Yeah, I personally I liked it better when they were still doing it, but I highly appreciate that they realize, because it's been 2 years now.
Yeah,
that it's been gone
a long time,
and they've done anniversary videos for it, and you know what, I highly appreciate them doing that, because I don't think it would be, the community for them would be where it's at if they didn't, because of how much that meant to all of us. And
unfortunately, I didn't watch much of Unis Honest, but the bits that I did watch were a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got to see those.
They're just fun guys. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, sure, do I enjoy Ethan's content on his own? I don't watch him that often, but I enjoy him, right?
Dude, him eating the Jello, oh my gosh.
Yeah, funny.
He was just so upset with it.
I would have been too.
Like, ew, the Jello flavors, these do not go together. Oh, man. I forgot what the recent one he did was. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But he did another one. He did another one recently. I think it was about like different kinds of slimes. So not eating, but like testing them out. Something like that.
He's doing slime ASMR. I don't know that that's a real thing. I was just making it up.
I don't know. Whew.
You know, I was just listening to what?
Oh, there's more soap.
Can I even use the soap?
I bought the soap.
I can't use it.
Ah, that's lame sauce. I still stand by what I said in the last video. I wish I could give you the gun that I have so that you could use the soaps.
Yeah, because I just looked and I can't even, like, I can get modifications and clothing and that's it.
That's really weird.
Yeah, it is. Come on, clock. Get cleaned.
Apparently there's a lot of track in this city.
Huh.
The little messages off to the side said something about, like, if you put it all together, it's just 280 something thousand miles or something kilometer. I don't know. Something away from the moon, the surface of the moon. Like, oh my goodness, it's so much. So much.
Little things that they send you when you're in jobs.
I know. It's so weird. I did not ask for that information, kind of thing. Like, thank you for the lore. The lore.
The lore.
Yo, we should make up some Rabbit Lexi lore sometime.
Dude.
Let's just have our own lore going, or have our viewers make up some lore. What do you guys think we're doing? What lore lies behind the mask, the no camera? What lies behind my little PNG character? What happened? What happened to the rabbit?
What happened to the rabbit?
Is it wabbit season or is it duck season?
The rabbit season. That's it.
What?
I have you Rexy the duck.
You're Rexy the duck?
I have to be Rexy the duck now. You said is it rabbit season or is it duck season? But now I have to be the duck.
I'll give you a duck onesie.
Wear it. I will wear it everywhere.
Get myself some little ears and then I'll get you a duck onesie.
Yeah.
You are the duck that walked up to the lemonade stand asking for grapes.
But I respectfully walked away after they said they didn't have any.
They didn't have any that day, but you decided to go back the next day. See if anything
Just
changed.
to make sure.
Just to make sure. Just to make sure. Like, you still do you have any grapes now? No, we're a lemonade stand. Go away. Oh, I'm sorry. There must be a miscommunication here. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. I nearly wanted to tell a guest at my work today to just go screw himself.
Ooh.
Because like, I was sitting there doing nothing, right? So, like, I didn't really want to do, like, I wanted something to do, but not this. And he comes up to me, because he's sitting on a couch waiting to talk with a salesperson. Like, a salesperson was with him, but they didn't have a desk that they were sitting at. So then he comes up to me and is like, "Excuse me, can you do me a favor?" I looked at him and I was like, "Yeah, of course, what's up?" And she's like, "Can you call the service department and see if they have time if I brought my car in right now to do my oil change?"
I mean...
And I was like, I almost was like, "Well, you're already standing. You could just walk over there, could you not?" But I didn't. I said, "Well, I don't know that they'd answer because Saturdays are our busier days and I'm not sure what their schedule's like." And then he was like, "Well, can you go check?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll just walk over there." So I went over to the service department. And I walked in there and I was like, "You guys." And I'm pretty good friends with most people in the service department, so they were like, "What's up?" And I was like, "This guest pissing me off." He's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I was like, "This dude was standing when he asked me to come and ask you guys if he could bring his car in for you guys to do an oil change on it. And he's like, wait, so he was already standing and he could have walked in here himself, but he didn't. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened.
No,
And
it's too far for him to walk there when he's
exactly.
standing.
It was too far.
It's too far. You're sitting,
And
he's standing. Clearly, you're the one that can go do it right now.
literally, so I was like, okay, so, I mean, you guys look like you're busy. I know that it's Saturday. I know that you guys are open until 5. Like, you guys only got a couple more hours in your workday. What's the ETA at least? And one of the service advisors kind of just looked at me. One of the ones that I trust the absolute most with information. And he goes, I've got 9 appointments still coming in, and yeah, you're right. We have 3 hours left in our workday, and I just don't have time. Like, it's me and 2 other service advisors and like 4 mechanics. We're doing our best today. And I was like, okay, I'll let him know. I start walking away, and he yells, if he would have come in himself, maybe I would have put more effort into helping him. And I was like, what?
Did the guy hear it?
No.
Okay.
The guy was in a completely different. So our service drive, it can be loud sometimes, but not loud enough. Somebody in the sales department can hear you if you yell. Like, it's really not that loud. The loudest that it's been is when the sales department was absolutely silent, and we had a mariachi band in the service department because our GM brought in a mariachi band for our service manager's birthday, because the GM and the service manager have known each other for like 30 years. So we did it as like a prank for his birthday.
Oh, that's actually fantastic.
Yeah. So that
mariachi, let's go.
From the mariachi band, like from the service department to the sales. Otherwise, it's pretty much like you're not going to get anything unless you come into the sales department for anybody to hear you.
Okay, that's kind of a fun, like, that's a fun workspace though, if they're willing to send in a mariachi band, like.
Oh, my GM, there's days that he's like a super fun guy. Like, I mean, every single Saturday, you know, him providing lunch for all of us, like, especially guests, like, where we're able to go and just spend, like, we're not spending the money. We have somebody specifically that goes and spends the money to go get a lunch for us. But he'll spend money to get us a lunch every Saturday, so we can just have a free lunch, and he provides a meal for us. And I just think that's really cool. Because, like, you don't know a whole lot of people that do that, you know? You just don't.
No, there's not a lot of those people out there.
It's like, it's super, super, super cool to hear that. But, like, some days, you don't want to mess with him.
I feel like everybody feels that way about their boss. Like, there are some days you just don't want to mess with them.
He's worse.
Yeah?
I've had bosses like that too. You remember my manager?
Oh, yeah.
Just the one before I left and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's worse than him.
Oh, jeez.
And that's on his bad days. Otherwise, he's pleasant, and he's a nice guy, and you can work well with him, and, like, I mean, he compliments me and my team all the time. He tells us he's grateful for our work. He says we're one of the best teams he's had as a reception team. Like, he is extremely grateful for all the things we do for him and his team, right? So I greatly appreciate that he tells us that, you know, especially if it's a hard day and he comes to us and be like, okay, I'm not having a great day, but I thank you guys for your hard work. You know, like, that's not something you hear from somebody a lot when it comes to your general manager, and then him not really even being the manager that checks in on you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you just don't hear that often.
You really don't.
So I just find it cool that he said that about my team.
That's nice. I always like to hear I feel like everybody feels good, at least a little bit, when they are given praise for something they did.
Yeah.
Like, for your team, your reception team being in his opinion, the best team that they've had, kind of thing. That's really freaking cool.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is the girls that were before me as the lead, that were some of my like best work friends. Like I love these girls so much. If I could continue to be their friends forever, that's who I'd have in my circle, just because of how amazing they are.
Yeah.
But like he was like, you even surpassed this person and this person, and I'm like, okay, you don't need to go that far, because I'm pretty sure they were all good in their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm consistent in the way that I like expect myself to perform at work, is just the way that it works.
It's like what we talked about the other day. The whole like. So this was off camera, off recording, but the whole like, you have like the ADHD thing, but you are really good at managing it.
Yeah, well, and that's the weird thing is like I know for a fact that I have like a version, or I have ADHD, but because I've grown up in a world where, like, I don't know, where I was always expected to manage my time, and if I didn't, that was my fault that I didn't.
What's the lock?
I'm
trying to remember what the lock button was. Wait, oh, there it is. What, oh, okay. Is it showing? It's showing it again! It was showing you as actually holding it again.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good. That's some good stuff there. That's some good.
Anyway, like, he's a nice person, but then he's got his bad days. Just like anybody.
Yeah.
You can't always expect somebody to be on their best behavior on a bad day. No. Sure, leave your attitude at the door.
Nobody can be happy all the time, and they shouldn't. If you're happy constantly, then you actually wouldn't know what unhappy feels like, which would in turn, so you don't know what happy feels like. You need both to be balanced. Good and bad, happy and sad, all of that needs to be there so that you understand what things feel like when they come around. I'm just gonna use the squiggly one and make a star. Yay. Squiggle star time. Wow, 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 wow. I really don't know how people can make the star without, like, crossing the lines kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, because... I've
never been able to understand that either. You sound like a phone alarm going off.
Okay, I guess this is an okay star, but like... Actually, I think that's the best star I've done without crossing the lines. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm fine.
Hold on, that's not going right.
Get the graffiti. And his coat was pink and
I just did a star too.
You did it? Oh. I want to see a star. Look at that star. It's a beautiful star.
Because you can press C and then you just have you can just move your nozzle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Alright. In your face!
On your face! I'm pushing you backwards, too.
Hang on, wait. Wait.
Wait a minute.
Okay, wait. I want to see what just happened. That's actually quite a bit cleaner.
I have no idea what just happened.
Whee! Look at that. Look what happens when we work together on the same area. Not that one, that, and then...
Does it look weird when I'm doing that?
It looks a little funky. It's more funny than funky.
Okay, I gotta stop. Okay.
I'm gonna go back to cleaning this pillar.
Go for it. I gotta do all the little pieces on the floor.
Don't get mad at me!
There will be people that do, but...
Oh yeah, it's
They
the internet. They're
can.
always gonna get mad. They'll find a reason. I'm not mad! How dare you say I'm mad? Yeah, you're mad.
All the
You are
best people
aggressively saying that you're not mad. So,
Yeah.
I think some part of you is probably mad.
In one way or another. Voya. Voya.
Dale.
Dale.
Daylight come and me
And
wanna
me
go
wanna go
home. We need to watch either the Beetlejuice movie again or the Labyrinth again. Like,
Yeah.
we're always down for the Labyrinth.
Yeah. David Bowie.
Dale.
Okay, okay, my thing is gonna be still for half a second, because I have to move.
You gotta shift so that your hips don't get locked.
And so that my back can have a break.
Yes. That too.
And to set up some stuff. Oh.
I love that for this game, they, like, have the cleaners. They have metal, wood, glass, plastic, and then they have multi-purpose for the stuff that they're like, I don't know how to qualify this, so let's just call it multi-purpose.
Yeah. I mean, it works, you know.
It's not exactly plastic, but it's not like, you know, it's, let's just call it multi-purpose. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Setting this up, because that helps.
Cool.
My thing is going crazy. Okay.
Whee.
Yeah. Oh, I just tried leaning back,
Yeah.
and my back just popped it.
I heard it. I heard it.
Oh,
Just this kunk, 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 kunk.
goodness.
Holy cow. Whew. Come on, pillar, get clean.
It.
Clean
Holy-
thyself. There we go.
Hannah.
Holy Hannah?
I think I don't even know what I'm trying to say, so I'm gonna.
You had something you were gonna say and then totally forgot.
Yeah.
It's like the walk into a room and forget what you were gonna do thing.
It's
I have
exactly
no
like
idea
that.
why the hell I came
Your
into
thought
this
walked
room.
into the wrong bedroom. My thought went up one brain receptacle and went out the other.
The one brain cell looked at it and tossed it out again.
It was just like, nah.
I feel like sometimes our brains are just these little kids. Like, I just imagine this little child sitting, like, moving his feet around, and then we try to give him a toy, quote unquote, being, an idea or something. He looks at it and then tosses it across the room and then, comes back to it later and, like, oh, this is pretty now.
Yeah.
I didn't like it when you gave it to me, but this is pretty now.
I'm gonna jump back to when I was talking about the Aragon series.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back to that.
So I think the coolest thing about me re-listening to this stuff and, like, trying to fully take in the story is when I go and talk to my dad about something that I'm super excited about, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, he's listened to them before I have, but the fact that he's excited with me that I've gotten to those parts is, like, so fulfilling. It's like, it's just like, oh my word, and like this happened, and then this happened, and oh my gosh.
It's a super nice feeling when you're able to, like, do that and, like, bond with someone that way. Kind of thing. It just feels fulfilling.
Yeah, because then you have this connection with someone for it. I mean, it reminds me of when, so when Brandon Sanderson came out with his Skyward, Starsight, and Cytonic books, so my family, we jumped in around the time that Starsight was just barely released, and so we, like, read Skyward and then Starsight.
Yeah.
And then when Cytonic came out, we freaked out. Like, we were so excited for it. And we have, like, one or two different things that we really like to say to one another that are basically, they're based off of the book. And one of them is Scud, which is kind of like their curse word in that book series. And then something else we like to say is from the second book, and it's my, such aggression, because one of the creatures that these humans are up against, basically, can talk to the main character, and so they're kind of like communicating, and the main character's a little bit aggressive, but that's just because she's had to basically fight for herself and stand up for herself her entire life.
Temper.
And she's, like, a really cool main character and stuff. But that's just something he says. He's just, my, such aggression. And yeah, it's just a phrase that he says. And it's just fun that my family has fun and stuff. We have other stuff that we say, from, like, TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like from the very old TV show called MASH. There's a episode where a character that's very near and dear to people's hearts, his name is Radar. He goes on, like, a date, or he, like, has a crush on this nurse that's in their ranks, and he wants to listen to her talk and stuff, but he doesn't know what she's talking about. She's talking about composers of, like, orchestras, like big orchestrations. So, like, Bach and Mozart and stuff.
Yeah.
And so one of the things he is basically told to say by Hawkeye and the character Trapper.
Yeah.
Is, whenever she starts talking about Bach, he's supposed to do, like, the Italian hand thing, but not, like, the whole back and forth thing, but it's like a circular motion, and he's supposed to go, Bach. And, like, just kind of, like, acknowledge the fact that Bach is good and, like, all that kind of stuff, and just make her feel listened to, I guess. But it's the funniest stuff ever.
That sounds kind of weird. Honestly, I'm picturing that in my head. I'm like, Italian hand like pinch thing and then just moving it around. I'm like, what? What is this circular motion? What?
Yeah. Well, and in the episode, Radar actually falls asleep on accident, but the girl doesn't notice because she's not actually looking at him when he's listening. He's just kind of staring off into space while she's like kind of looking outside of the mess tent. And so then he wakes up, like jerks awake and says, "Oh, fuck," and like just it's so funny.
Ah, Buck. What?
And then he's like, excuse me, I did not mean to do that. That one kind of snuck up on me. Thing.
They do like to do that. They sneak up and go, rawr.
Yeah.
Booga booga.
Woo.
So scary. Much scare. Ah.
Oh, that reminds me. I watched a paranormal video last night
Ooh.
of so it's a channel that I like to watch called Mindseed TV.
Uh-huh.
And they went to this particularly active house that the girl had recently died, so this isn't like an old spirit, this is like a kind of a more recent spirit.
Wow.
And they go in and they've basically been told to what's the word? So they were actually spoke to a spiritual medium before they left, which is just like kind of like a psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And this person told them that they had something following them. And she wasn't sure if it was a sinister thing or not, but she said that to prevent from anything else following them from this next house, that they should use sage to protect and make a barrier around themselves.
Yeah.
They never ended up using it because when they started trying to use it, when the lighter turned on,
Mm-hmm.
something broke something in the kitchen. Like,
Ooh.
broke an expensive glass and threw books across the kitchen.
Ooh, Ghosty not happy.
Yeah, no. And, so they were like, oh my word, what do we do?
Don't stay there.
And so they were like, okay, well, we're gonna go do this. So then they moved on to another form of communication, and they did a blind spirit box, which what they do is they hook the spirit box up to headphones, just the plug-in ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then they blindfold and noise cancel the person. So the headphones are in their ears, and then they put noise canceling headphones over them, and then blindfold them.
Yep.
And the other two that aren't in the blind spirit box go upstairs and are directing the questions from afar, from a different room, so that he can be alone in the room, which is necessary for good test results.
Mm-hmm.
What they didn't know would happen is that the ghost would get very, very aggressive. And not only did the ghost slam a door to get their attention for them to come out in the hallway, once they were out in the hallway, it slammed all the doors.
Ooh.
And this ghost did not get any happier throughout the night.
Yeah,
They
of
didn't
course
stay there
not.
long after that, basically. They
Mhm.
realized they forgot a bit of equipment in the house, so they had to go back in anyway.
Ooh.
So they went upstairs again because something was left in the upstairs bedroom. And then they realized that all the doors except one were shut. And the door that was open was a previously locked door.
Ooh.
And the door handle was still locked.
Ooh.
And it was open. And, so the guy that was doing the blind spirit box when everything happened, he had like this jolt of like, I can do it. I can go up there and I can see what's going on. So he goes up.
Oh no.
And he's doing his stuff. And, he's just kind of looking around, says, oh, it's not really that bad up here. You know, it is a little bit chilly and a little bit creepy because it's dark, but really not that bad. And he sees a bunch of pictures of, like, kids and animals on the wall in, like, a shrine sort of form.
Oh, dear.
And he's like, what in the world is going on here? And then he hears a sound above him. He looks up. There's a hole in the ceiling, which probably leads to another, like, little tiny attic area or hole area. But then when he looks back down, there's an empty chair moving across the floor on its own towards him.
Oh, dude, no.
And pretty much after that, everybody left the house, and they are pretty sure that there is a sinister spirit there.
Well, yeah, no, duh.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious. You just don't go messing with ghosts, guys.
Don't do it.
These guys, they do it because it gets some views, because people, like, enjoy it. Like,
while it
I
is...
say that I don't enjoy watching this stuff, because it is
interesting to see fascinating to me to see,
yeah.
But, like, I am not... Ooh.
I don't think that I'd be able to do it as a job for myself.
That's just inviting darker spirits. When you seek it out, you will find it. But trying ghost hunting, whatever, you will find something, and it will probably invite something very dark and aggressive over time.
Yep.
Because usually you're not thrust into something really bad right away. Sometimes it happens, but
yeah, well, like, there's these things called divot boxes, or, like divot boxers or something like that you can get off, like, the dark web and stuff. Like, and this group that I watched from Mindseed TV, they've gotten a couple things from the dark market.
Oh, jeez.
And it's, like, mystery boxes of, like, stuff that you wouldn't expect to be in there. And it's, like, a lot of stuff, like, you're like, is this stuff a crime scene? Like, what in the heck is in this box?
Yeah.
But these divot boxes that he's done before, basically they're supposed to hold a demon or an evil spirit inside.
Never. Nope.
He opened it.
No.
And for like a long time, he had an evil spirit in his home, and he had to get his house cleansed to remove said.
No kidding.
And I'm like, how would you be so, like, I mean, he's the type of person that he's curious and he wants to try stuff out, right?
Probably
he's
a bit
like,
of a skeptic, like, oh, you know, there's not really going to be an evil spirit in here kind of skeptic.
No, he knows. Like, he purposely was like, I know that this is in there. I'm going to see what it can do.
Yeah.
Before he opened it. And I was like, holy dude, no, don't do that.
Don't tempt the evil spirits. They are after you for a reason.
Yes.
They want to hurt you. That is all they want to do. You cannot befriend the ghost. There are no Caspers.
You know, I wish there was, though.
It'd be nice if there was a Casper, but I don't think there is.
I'd have a companion at the end of the night to be able to sit and talk to you for hours and hours on end.
Because, like, here's the thing, you know, in the movies and whatnot, they're like, oh, look, this really friendly ghost. Oh, it's fine. But you look at like eyewitness accounts and whatnot of people experiencing those ghost things, and the children ghosts are the ones that are the most terrifying.
Oh yeah, you don't expect that those are,
because like a lot of the time they have like the black eyes, or they're just like in a spot that a child would not normally be able to go.
Well, and the other thing is sometimes it, like, sometimes another spirit takes the form of a child, especially if you're in a home where they're mourning a child.
Oh, yeah.
A dark spirit that wants to feed off of sadness and fear will take the form of said being that you are mourning if you don't do it properly. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to mourn. Just don't invite evil spirits in your home and you'll be fine.
Yep. If somebody is gone, like truly gone, from this life, don't try to find them again.
Yeah, no.
Because that is inviting other things. Especially when people use a Ouija board. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That is the ultimate form of, here, evil spirits, come on, I am opening a gate.
Yeah, I'm opening my spirit to you for you to contact with us.
I am opening this door, and the only way to close it sometimes doesn't work. Saying goodbye on the Ouija board doesn't always work.
Nope, especially if you didn't do it properly.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I never plan to use a Ouija board. I don't even know how to use it, and I don't want to know.
Yeah, I've never touched one. I don't want to touch one. I don't even want to touch some of the other stuff that, like, some of these people use. Like,
yeah.
I think it would be cool to be able to, like, communicate with maybe a spirit, but I don't want to invite that into my personal life or into my life at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't even want to try.
That's why we have ghost hunting games like Phasmophobia. You know, we can go do the thing that's, you know, interesting, but we're not risking our literal lives to try and do this.
Exactly.
Because I like watching the scary video compilations, and there was one where this man was by himself in this very large abandoned building, and he was in this large room, you know, and the room had a bunch of rubble and whatnot in it. It's nighttime, and he's looking around because he's hearing things. He seems a little spooked, and this is, you really cannot fake this kind of thing. There were no rigging systems, nothing that would indicate that this was fake. But he was lifted into the air.
Wow.
By an evil spirit. And they can absolutely do that if you let them in.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. If you let them in, they will wreak havoc, and I refuse to let them in. The devil doesn't bargain. Never gonna change. He'll never be Prince Charming. He'll only do you harm again. I don't mean to meddle, but the devil doesn't settle. No, the devil doesn't bargain.
I love his songs.
I love Alec Benjamin's songs. Oh my gosh, they are fan-freaking-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
Love them.
Do that for
Oh,
us.
by the way, one of my friends, he knows about the movie The King and I. Are you blowing at me on purpose or on accident?
Accident.
Okay. Because I see my screen shifting, and I'm like, that's only possible if she's blowing at me.
And no, I'm not doing that on purpose.
Whee. Clean the pillar. Clean. Why would you just clean? There we go.
Whoa.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
Stretch?
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm gonna yawn, apparently. Woo! Huh. Yawns, yawning and stretching, stretching and yawning. Whee. You want me to stop? This is your pillar?
You got it too, I don't care. We're both working on stuff out. I don't know.
Whee! Use the whoop whoop.
Mm-hmm.
The whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
The wiggly one. Whoop I don't know why, but suddenly Scooby-Doo, like the show that I watched as a kid, came into my head. Like, so it's not the original Scooby-Doo, like the very original, but it's like, I think it's What's New Scooby-Doo? I don't know. It's either...
I didn't watch a whole lot of Scooby-Doo as a kid, but I do know what you're talking about.
It's either that one or it's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Or something like that.
Scooby-Doo,
where are you? Got some work to do now. Scooby-Doo, I see you. Need some help from you now. You got some mystery yeah. Come on, Pillar.
I have so many like songs that are just stuck in my head, but they're all like musicals and Broadway songs.
They just live in your head rent free.
25,600 years. 25,000 moments so deep.
There we go. All the pillars have been cleaned. Let's go.
Measure you. In sunsets, in midnights, and clouds of lightning. You said Rent, and that's where my brain went. Because that's a Rent song.
Nice.
For those of you who don't know.
I falled.
It's called Seasons of Love.
Oh, I just remembered a song from Into the Woods. Just the song that the baker's wife sings after the prince kisses her a bunch.
Oh.
Did he really kiss me? And kiss me? And kiss me?
Say a random word. Okay, not necessarily a random word. Think of like a Broadway show. And say a word from it to see if I can start, like, if I can tell you a song from that musical.
Room.
Shoot. The room where it happened.
There you go! That's the exact one I was thinking of.
You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise, and I'll love you till my dying day.
Oh, man. I was, like, slightly offended, but at the same time not, with, what's his face? The British guy that likes to, like, talk about the crazy stuff Americans do, the blonde guy.
I
freaks out about alligators, like, the fact that we have those, and we're just like, yo, get out of here.
Are you talking about Josh from England?
Yes.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, him.
He's funny.
He's very funny. And I was like half offended, half not when he made this video, but there was a video he made about how we celebrate the 4th of July. And he's like, you know, because that's the thing. History is different everywhere you go. For us, winning the revolution to England, that was, you know, our Independence Day. That was our day of freedom. And so we celebrate it. For England, it was a loss, and it was at the time, an embarrassment because, you know, a bunch of people who were not, you know, quote unquote, prepared for war beat them.
Yep.
And so they
Exactly.
were, you know, humiliated, basically. And what Josh said about it was like, you know, the 4th of July, it's the day when we were beaten by a bunch of farmers. And I'm like, okay, well, technically that is correct. When you sent us here to be the colonies, we were here to, you know, farm and do stuff for the land for England.
Uh-huh.
But, like, it was still slightly offensive. I was like, dude, please.
You're
No.
like, really?
Like, really? You're gonna reduce us to that? You're gonna say we're farmers? Well, historically, yes, yeah, sure. But I don't know.
Yeah, we were.
Just part of my little brain went, that is actually quite offensive to me. How dare you?
Yeah, well, like, I mean, you're right. In history, it is different. And then in their history, we are farmers. We were farmers at that point in that time. Because we were a bunch of people that agreed to come over here. Because some of the first ships were the pilgrims, right? That came over for religious freedom and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
And then there were more ships sent over to conquer more of the land so that it could be another one of England's countries or another one of England's
territories, whatnot, yeah.
so that they had more lands to control is
Yep.
the reasoning why they did it. And so
And now look at us. We are bigger than England.
yeah, basically.
Just Texas is
distance
larger
is
than
the same.
England. Just Texas. It's not our
Yeah.
smallest state. It's the second largest. But, like, to my
Yeah, I
understanding,
think it's
is
one
it the
of our
second
smallest
largest or is it the third? I don't know.
I don't know that. I think
one of our bigger states.
smallest is like New Jersey.
The smallest one is
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Yep. That's the smallest one. Little itty bitty
Yeah.
place.
Bitty living states.
Oh man, I don't even
Robbie
remember
Robin
like I don't even remember what, like, technically what state now we landed in when we first came to the Americas.
When the Pilgrims first came to the Americas, it was technically in the New England place, because that's where Plymouth Rock is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Vermont and all of those that are up in those northern tiny
Detroit?
states. Detroit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Small
It's been
area
too
up
long.
there.
It's been too long since I looked at my history.
But we definitely did not land in New York.
No.
We landed in the very tip top of New England. That's why it's called New England, because that's what the Pilgrims called it when they first got here, and we didn't ever think to change it.
Yep. Just the area is
Which is
called New
good.
England, but, you know, we have a bunch of states there that are definitely not related to any English names.
Mm-hmm.
English names being, you know, England.
Yeah.
Obviously, we speak English here. That's what we know.
I'm not gonna.
Oh my gosh.
Immediately bust out and.
I felt so bad for this little girl. Oh my gosh. When I say little girl, I mean like a young teen. But oh my goodness, she didn't understand what different languages were and not accents. She thought, from what it sounded like, she thought that everybody in the world spoke English. Like, there were 5 different kinds of languages, and they were all technically English, but there's British English, there's Canadian English. I'm like, what are you talking about? Canada, England, the UK in general, we all speak a form of English. That is just one language amongst hundreds of others. She's like, why do we have to have so many languages? And I think she's trying to say accents, but she's like self-proclaimed queen of the world, whatever. Like legitimately, she's like, I'm making a law, like, we only have one language now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad, because she was so serious about this. There was no, like, any indication of she'd be joking.
Yeah.
I was so concerned for this young girl. I was like, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need to go back to school? What happened? What?
Well, and here's the other thing, that some people just don't take their education as seriously as some people, and this is the thing. They'll go to school, right? Because it's required by law.
Yep.
But it's the people who don't care about the education and they're just going because they have to, that become those kinds of people where they're ignorant. And the thing is like,
there's a difference between languages and accents. We have one of the accents for an American accent, because even in America there are different accents.
Oh yeah. I mean, why do you think that Louisianians talk differently than we do?
Uh-huh.
Why does New York talk differently than we do?
Got New York. Got the New Yorkers with the gyros in the
The gyros.
The gyros, and New Jersey. You got Jersey. I don't know. This is we live in America, and yet there are some Americans from the places that I'm mimicking the accent of that would be so offended. They'd be so offended that I was trying to do their accent. I don't
a lot of people nowadays that like.
Oh my gosh, that's offensive.
Say that it's sensitive.
That's offensive.
Or like.
That's offensive. Kind of thing.
People are allowed to feel offended, but people are also allowed to speak their mind. Mm-hmm. And if you get offended by that, you can say that, but you can say it politely without turning into this raging ball of fire that you are in the right to say what you want to say back rudely. Mm. Like, if they're not commenting on something rudely, and they're just stating their opinion, and you are allowed to state yours, and you do it rudely, they have every right to walk away from you, and it's not that they're losing the fight, they're winning it. Mm-hmm. Because if they choose not to react to you responding rudely or non-respectfully to them, that's them winning the argument. Because then they treated you with respect that you didn't deserve.
Yep. They are being that bigger person, and they are not responding to childish behavior.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Because it really is quite childish just to get so aggressively defensive over something very small, like someone mimicking an accent.
Or even, we could say that for anything.
Yeah.
Whether you have differing opinions about a movie, about a book, about a person, or a group of people, whatever your opinion is, there's no reason why that your opinion is any better than anybody else's. Yeah. If you believe you are correct, then you can believe that you are right.
Yep.
As long as you don't go getting mad at somebody else for having a differing opinion than you. Mm-hmm. Because
not everybody is you.
Yep, not everybody is you, and not everybody thinks the same. Mm-hmm. That's why we have so many different political parties here in the United States. That's why we have so many different things that go on in the United States.
That's what frustrates me about a lot of people, actually, because, like, people are still like, oh my gosh, equality needs to happen. It's like, well, yeah, we have that. Guess what? We have equal opportunity. Mm-hmm. All people are allowed to vote with the right, like, identification.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's different is, guess what? You have equal opportunity, but not equal results.
Yep.
You don't get the same exact thing. If you apply for the same job as somebody else, doesn't matter what your skin color is, doesn't matter what your name is. You have an equal opportunity. Now, the boss might be some kind of racist somehow, and that is sucky, but it's not your fault, and it's not the government's fault. It's the person's fault.
Yep.
There is equality. There's not equal result, but there is equality.
And here's the thing. Sometimes it is the thing where it is a certain gender gets this because they are just that gender, right?
Mm-hmm.
But your effort and your work show a lot. If you put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into something and a lot of passion and all that kind of stuff, you are going to get farther in life than you think.
Heck,
you put a lot of passion into work to something,
even
you are going to get it out.
Even just going and, you know, trying out, like, going and having an interview for a job, you can put that on your resume that you have been, like, actively looking.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it shows, okay, so this is the kind of place you were looking at for work. So that gives us a little bit of a tell of, like, okay, how do you work? Like, you were going there, okay, explain why this one's here. Okay, so you were doing it because you were desperate. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
or
well,
like,
the other thing is like,
yeah,
you just don't. The hardest thing that a lot of people say is don't judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you want that respect of somebody not judging you because of your cover or what you describe your cover to be, don't judge anybody else's. Don't be a hypocrite to your own policy, because then nobody's going to respect you. Nobody's going to want to show you that same respect if you don't give it to them first.
I don't want to judge people by the way they look, ever, but unfortunately,
or the way they behave.
There are some people that either give you a bad feeling, or you understand, like, it's always partly a bad feeling kind of thing. You get a bad feeling about it, and the way, unfortunately, that the person looks can often coincide with how they behave. Not always. There can be a man or woman that looks, like, super good, super nice, but when you get to know them, they are complete jerks. That does happen. I'm not saying that that's impossible.
And there could be people that aren't that, like, they aren't, like, supermodel pretty, and they're not up to the standards of the world, which nobody should be, because the standards of the world are ridiculous. But, and you could have an amazing personality, and you could be an extremely amazing person. And nobody is ever going to judge you for being an amazing person if you are kind and respectful to everybody. If you just go about gallivanting and being like, oh, my opinion's the best because it's this type of opinion, you're not going to get out of it what you want. Like, I hate seeing the videos of people standing in front of the churches and all that kind of stuff and protesting because of one thing or another, but
you're allowed to do what you want, but, like, please, these people, we have the freedoms of, like, almost everything. What our founding fathers and what people over the years have found important. The right to bear arms. The right to freedom of speech, like freedom of religion. That was one of the biggest things, was freedom of religion. Yep, we wanted to be able to choose what to believe instead of having to go by what England at the time said we had to believe.
Yep, exactly. And that's the other thing, is, like, that's why I get so, like, when I hear anybody start, like, dissing off a church or other things like that, it doesn't matter what church it is, and whatever credences they believe in, or what have you, whatever that church believes in, and then they start getting all pissed off and angry that this church doesn't fit in with whatever that group of people wants. Hey, then don't believe in that church. But don't go harassing the people who believe in it because you're angry. There's better ways to handle things than that.
Well, Thank you for joining me today, Lexi.
My pleasure.
And thank you everybody so much for watching. Tune in next time, whenever that will be, for maybe the rest of this. There's a lot to go, so maybe we might have 2 more times.
Yeah, but we're making some good progress, some good headway.
We are. We got all the pillars, so that's nice.
Yep.
But yeah, once again, thank you everybody so much for watching, and have a lovely day. Don't forget to drink your water. Bye-bye.